I will now read some tips about how to encourage yourself, especially when life feels like overwhelming or when you're struggling to stay motivated. Can be tough, but it's a skill you can develop yourself. Here are a few ways to cultivate your self-encouragement. Firstly, is that change your inner dialogue because you can be your own cheerleader. Like replace negative self-talk with affirmation. Instead of thinking I can do this or I am, but try something like I am capable of doing that. Give everything a try to have an experience. Just instead of thinking that I can do this, it is not self-encourage. It is kind of you are kind of you don't confidence about yourself. So you can also think like this. I have overcome challenges before, so I can do it again. Yeah, something like that. Gonna encourage you to do something even better than you used to be. And also, you need to be kind to yourself because would you speak to a friend this way to speak to yourself? Treat yourself with the same kindness and empathy that you treat with your friends, your families every day. Also, whenever you make a mistake, don't shout at yourself or don't cry alone or punish yourself. Try something different like celebrate a birthday or celebrate some small party that only for you to encourage yourself and do better next time. And the second tips, which is set small and achievable goals, because as you can see nowadays, every people are presenting and make a lot of big goals, giant goals, huge goals. Like I would be a government right now, or I would like to be a top one student in my country. Yeah. However, break those big tasks into smaller, especially if for myself, if I want to be a top 10 students in our school, firstly, I need to be the top one in my own class also. So it can be more manageable steps and easier for you to capable or to get used to it. Yeah. For example, instead of studying day by day, hour and hour, you can break those tasks, you can break those assignments into small one, and therefore it is kind of easy for you to study and your knowledge, the knowledge that you learn can went through and stuck into your brain. And also each small victory will encourage you to keep going, because as you can say that whenever you achieve just a small victory, you can you will feel really happy because you have done one small part in your huge roads. Next, whenever you achieve a huge or big goals, maybe you should achieve you should celebrate the wins, that kind of wins, even though no matter how small or how big is it. Finishing the task, even a tiny one, can create a sense of accomplishment. And now let's move on to the third tips, which is visualize your success. Because nowadays, take a moment each day to choose and to close your eyes and imagine what success looks like for you. Picture the feelings, the results, and how you will celebrate that wins. And this will gonna help to remind you what you're working toward your goals and can make the process feel more rewarding. And also, therefore, when we feel more rewarding, you can feel like I'm gonna beat that kind of goals, or I'm gonna finish that kind of goal quick as I can, because you have made a decision for yourself. After finishing that goal, you're gonna celebrate a huge birthday. And let's move on to the fourth one, which is use positive affirmation. Because instead of repeating those powerful, you can repeat those powerful statements like I am enough, or I am learning and growing, or I am worthy of success. This requires your brain over time and over time to focus on your stress instead of weaknesses. Because as you can see that whenever you use some kind of whenever you are too stressed, you can use something I am in that is enough, I need to take a break so that we can rest, and then we can do more things, and we can do also something we can achieve more goals in the future when we have rest. And fifthly, which is focus on process, not perfection, because understand that mistake is setbacks are part of your goal. You don't have to be perfect, but to be successful, because you can see that because as you can see nowadays, people only focus on process, or not only process, because they always put process into into a lot of places, not just perfection, because perfection no longer matter. And sixthly, surround yourself